Hello, my name is Brian, and I'm here to talk about a game that I failed to make, the premise of which was serving soup to angry old men. And it kind of all comes from a Seinfeld episode, so I thought I would start there.
George, I've just been reading this thing in the paper. It's unbelievable.
I know, I was just telling them the story.
Well, come on, George, finish the story.
The sea was angry that day, my friends. Like an old man trying to send back soup in a deli.
So if you've not seen that episode, it's called The Marine Biologist. It's one of the best. And that line has always stuck with me. I've seen this episode probably a dozen times now at this point. I just watch the show obsessively. But yeah, that line in particular about an old man sending soup back in a deli, an angry old man, has always stuck with me. And for some reason, it led to this, I'd consider it a minor obsession about this game, about serving soup to angry old men. And that was the basic genesis of the idea. And then I remembered that there was a game from my youth that I used to play called the Zoombinis. And I think a few people here will recognize this game. This is a series of kind of logic puzzles you would do with these Zoombini characters. I think there was something about you would lose Zoombini characters as you played, and you had to try and... It was almost like a Lemmings type of thing, sort of. Anyway, there was this pizza mini game, and I'll play this in a second, but the basic premise of the game is you have to serve pizzas to these three characters in the middle of the screen. And they each have some preference. So you have to find, there's probably just one pizza combination, there's ice cream as well, that'll satisfy all three of these people, these characters, I should say. And so let me just play this video quickly.
I'm really getting hungry.
And they're very annoying too. So you press these buttons on the left side of the screen and select the pizza toppings and ice cream as well. And then a Zubini goes up and serves it to them.
Something's wrong. Uh-oh, there's something on that I don't want.
So they throw the pizza away and you try again with a different combination. So this is the basic premise of that. And so I thought this might make a good basis for the game. Kind of this logic puzzle. I imagine that it would be it'd be a video game. It'd be several old men coming into your soup restaurant that you own, and they each have a preference for soup, but they don't tell you until you serve it to them. So the soup might be too salty for customer A, and customer B might want something more creamy, but they're not going to tell you until you serve them. So it was sort of supposed to be a memory game and also kind of a restaurant management, time management game. And so the first thing I did is I sort of paper prototyped it. So these are my old men characters. I think did a Google image search for angry old men and found a lot of really good images of angry old men. I don't know why they're all white. That's just sort of what I found easily. Take that with what you will. But anyway, so this right here, this prototype was supposed to be they're spicy or too much salt or too much heat. And then there was also soup that you could serve that satisfied each of those properties. And so I think at the start of the game, it was a two-player game. One player would play the old man cards, and they would start with a preference of a type of soup they wanted. And then the other player would play the soup, and the old man player would respond with these cards that, it's too hot or it's too much salt. So that's the idea. We play tested it, me and my partner, and it wasn't very fun. The images were fun. The artwork was fun. But I also looked for the most disgusting looking soups I could find on Google image search, and these were them. I like a good tortilla soup, but that tortilla soup does not look good to me. So that was important, that all the soups look bad too. I don't know why. Anyway, it wasn't very fun. So anyway, probably, I don't know, a year later, I had another opportunity. I wanted to learn the Unreal Engine. And so I spent a day, this was a day-long prototype, of learning the Unreal Engine, and I was to say, hey, I'll try and make this soup game while doing it. So this is what I came up with. It's not impressive. I think I was trying to figure out how to make the character pick up the bowl of soup. I was learning how the Unreal blueprints work. I'm an engineer by trade, so I'm used to coding, and the blueprint system was something that was a little bit difficult to wrap my head around. Anyway, this is what I imagine the game would look like. Is why I wanted to show this. Is you kind of be this character here running around the store, and the old men character would be represented by the middle of the screen there, with the character in the chair would be sitting down waiting for soup, and you would have various soups you could go pick up on the left and deliver to them, and more old men would come in, and the game would kind of be a balance of serving them in as fast as you can, and maybe minimizing the amount of soup that they would throw the soup at you because they're angry. So it'd be mechanics around that. But I never really got this off the ground. I think the concept is maybe more funny than it would be fun. I still would like to make it in some form, but for the time being, I think I'm going to lay it to rest. Thank you for your time. This is my contact information. If for whatever reason you want to share a story about old men and soup with me or anything else, be happy to hear it. Thanks, and yeah, go eat some soup.